What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the Just Kidding channel. So before I start this video today, I just want to say this real quick. So I got a message from a guy's, I'm not sure what his name is, but his Instagram is Ogantho _, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But he sent me out a message and it was asking me like, oh, how do I do what I do and whatever. Not to say that I do anything crazy, but I do have 2 cars and one of them I did build. So he was asking me, oh, like, what's the process, or is there any secrets that he should know? And I really should just keep it simple, which is, you know, the answer is because a lot of the times we tend to compare ourselves with people that have a lot, like Adam LZ or TJ Hunt or all these people, because those are the videos that we watch, and it just so happens that they have everything at their disposal. So they can afford to overnight parts from Japan, or they can afford to go to JDM California or JDM Florida, whatever, and pick up a motor for free because they have that type of status. On the other hand, we don't. So like I was telling him, I was like, you have to move at your own pace, because it took me a year and a half to come up with the money for just my engine alone. It was $3,200. That's the reason why the build took so long, because the parts, and I'm not rich, so the parts are expensive, and you know, that's just what it is, you know. So a lot of times we don't realize we're comparing ourselves, so sometimes you just gotta take a step back and like, why am I rushing this, you know? So that's definitely what I had to do, especially because I felt like my channel wasn't blowing up or whatever. It's still not blowing up, which is fine with me, because I don't really get anything out of this. I just like making videos. So that's just a little, I guess, like a knowledge bomb to drop on you guys. Anyways, so back to what we're gonna do today. I actually have to run to Harbor Freight because someone broke my jack. I have to run to Harbor Freight to get another jack in order for me to change the oil in this car. I do have motor flush that I'm gonna put in it right before I change out the oil, so if there's any leftover gunk or whatever from all the previous years of it being the oil change or whatever, I'm gonna replace that oil with some new oil filter. I have a Gretty oil filter for some reason. I don't even remember where I bought it, but it was mad expensive, like $15 for an oil filter, so I might as well just use that shit. And yeah, that's basically it. So the oil change, I might try to do my fire extinguisher, tow hook for the rear, maybe even try to do the rear diffuser for the rear, obviously for the rear. But yeah, so just little things, but let's get to it. Alright, so we made it back to the house. I spent more money than I wanted to, but I guess that's the price of having a good jack. So, oh man. Okay, let's see what we got. Alright, we're in business. Alright, so before I change out this oil, I do want to put this like motor flush inside of it, let it run for a little while, so it'll clean out all the gunk and stuff. But I can't find that bottle, so I'm gonna look for it. In the meantime, I'm gonna get the car started because it does take a little while to start. I don't know why, but it just does. Then once I find it, shut it off, put it in, let it run for like 5-7 minutes, and then that's when I'll flush it. Right, so I found the motor flush, and I'm gonna put it in the engine, let it run for probably like 5-7 minutes, and then drain the oil. So it looks red. I really like that locking cap on the oil cap. The oil cap, because it doesn't make you over tighten it. So as soon as it gets to where it's snug, boom, it clicks. All right, let's start her up. Actually, let me put it on the ground first, so everything is leveled. We're gonna leave it for 5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes, let it circulate around the whole engine, and then we're gonna flush it. Alright, so it's on. We got the timer ready. Alright, so while the motor is running, I'm gonna be working on putting this black market sticker on the back of the window. I'm thinking about putting it lower instead of higher. Yeah, so I just probably put it low. But first I gotta clean the window, obviously. So I'm gonna clean it 2 times and then get it stuck on. Since it's black, it's like barely visible. Maybe because of the tint, but sticking on pretty nicely. You can tell where I cleaned the window though. Alright, so now that the car is up, we can get under and drain the oil. See how filthy it is. But yo, you see the tuck in the back? It's like tucking right in there. Crazy. Alright, so now that I'm underneath the car, I am seeing a lot of like oil underneath here. Let me see if I can. So I'm seeing a lot of oil. It's just like, especially from here, draining a little bit. So this might mean that I have to pull the engine after next season, take it apart, reseal it, and then put it back together. I'm definitely not gonna do it now because I just got the car back together and I'm not trying to do all that. So, I mean, I guess it is what it is. After next season, I'll definitely see if I can pull this apart, degrease it, and then put it back together. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to find where the oil leak is coming from, but hopefully I do. Looks like it's on the bottom of the pan too, so it might be from the oil pan. I'm not even sure, but it is dripping a little bit. Alright, just so you know in advance, yes, this is a convenient spot for the oil filter, but your oil filter relocation kit, but it just made a mess down there, yo. Crazy mess. So I'm gonna try to see if I can clean that up before I put the new filter on. But yeah. Alright, so for those of you that know or like wash dishes, you would know like dishwashing liquid is very good on oil and grease. So what I did is I put some dishwashing liquid on this little Brillo pad. I got a 2-liter of warm water. I got paper towels, just so I can clean up this area because I did make a mess. So I'm gonna add a little bit of the water, then scrub with the Brillo pad, then rinse it down with the rest of the water, and then dry it up with the paper towels. Alright, so this is what it looks like after. It's not exactly perfect, but it's way better than before. So I'm gonna get a little oil on this Gretty oil filter, one of the most expensive oil filters I've ever bought in my entire life. But I'm gonna get a little oil on this O-ring right here, put it back, make sure I could get it as snug as possible, and then I could fill it back up with oil after I do the drain plug. Alright, so as for oil, I'm using, obviously, you know, Rotella 15W40. Dave recommended that to me, so that's what I'm going to be putting in here. Tito said it should be around like 5.5 to 6 quarts, but they only come like this, and it's 4 quarts in here already. So I'm going to dump 1 and then like almost half of the other one. Alright, so now everything is tightened. New oil filter cap is on. New oil. Kind of start it up, see if there's any leaks. Lower it a little bit, just so it's not like starving oil. That should be good. Alright, so no leaks. It does sound healthier. Let it idle for a while. Let the oil get everywhere that it needs to go. We're pretty much finished here. Alright, so before I forget, this is the oil filter that I used initially. I had the Greddy oil filter laying around because I bought it first. I couldn't find a US alternative, I guess. So I bought the Greddy one, which shit was like 15 bucks. And this one's like 5 bucks. So if you want to know, S15 SR20, this is the oil filter that you get from AutoZone in order for it to fit no problem. Since I have the Greddy one, I might as well use it. It doesn't make sense for me to hold on to it. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. Have a good one.